Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Anna.
I'm Becca.
And I'm Cassidy.
And we're the Try Hard Girls.
Anna, that was like probably the best intro you've ever done. And we're keeping this moment in here because I just want you to feel recognized and you are being seen, not just heard, okay?
Thank you so much. It means so much to me. So we're really excited for this episode because we're doing things a little differently. We're doing a new segment, Story Time, honey. So get ready. We're going to be taking you down some of our memory lanes with some stories from our crazy past and honestly currently too.
Well, I think it's time to introduce our new story time jingle. So every time we're doing a story time, you will hear this little jingle. Ready? Hit it, Anna.
Na, 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 na.
It's story time, bitch.
Wow, the production.
I need to know who produced that because we need to hit him up.
Who did that middle part? The
I don't know, but that's some of the best.
Wow, who is she? Who's that girl?
It's Becca.
Yeah, so if you want to book me, I am on Cameo.
Let's make some extra
She
coins.
costs 25 cents, guys. 25 cents per video.
25.
Can I just mention how some people are making a couple extra dollars these days? Because COVID has switched some stuff up. Uber and Lyft drivers are at the large. I think that is the perfect beginning for our story time adventures with Anna, Bex, and Cass. So today we are going to be freaking diving and driving in to our past experiences in Ubers and Lyfts.
And let me tell you, memorable. Some not so much.
Seriously, some of the stories we have, people are like, that didn't happen.
But they did.
It happened.
I don't even know where we should begin.
I feel like I know where to start. So for a while now, whenever we're in an Uber or Lyft, I usually ask the driver just because I'm curious. I'm like, hey, what's the craziest story you've ever heard?
Anna's that girl.
I really am, because I'm usually the one in the front being the mom. I mean, not all the time, but I have to be the sober sister. Asking
No. Doesn't have to be. Let's clear that up. Doesn't have to be.
She hasn't always been sober, sis.
That's very true. But sometimes I feel like it's awkward when you're in the front and you're not trying to be friends with the driver. But anyway, sometimes the drivers have given us some crazy answers. And one of my favorite answers we've ever gotten was in Portland, Oregon.
One of our favorite places, dude.
Honestly, we have two crazy stories from Portland. We go to Portland every year with our girls. It is so much fun to just get away and have a girls' weekend. And these stories, I swear, all of our craziest stories in Ubers or in general happen in Portland.
Portland's weird.
Yeah, it is. And Anna decided to ask this question while we were in the car ride, or I think it was our first year we decided to go to Portland. And Anna, Cass, and I were there like a night before everyone else arrived. And this happened.
Because we're bougie and we like to go to the spa before. So we're in the Uber. And I remember this guy, he was really nice. And I asked him, the classic Anna question. Like I said, hey, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen while driving Uber? Or like, have you ever experienced or any of your friends have experienced? And he says, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to tell you. One year during Halloween, I picked up a girl. She was dressed in all black nails, black makeup, black hair. She was very, very dark. And she had me take her to a cemetery right at midnight. And he's like, it was just the weirdest, most bizarre experience ever. He goes, I drop her off. She walks to the gate and she looks at me and is like waiting for me to drive off. I drive off a little slow, but it just got creepy as like she left and she went inside the cemetery. And we were like, whoa, what?
Dude, I'm getting chills right now because it's bringing me back. Didn't he say that it was like a new moon or something? Or
yeah, and it was on Halloween.
That's
it was on Halloween.
Crazy.
So creepy.
I remember getting out of the car and like it wasn't that he seemed like a bad guy, but like it was definitely like weird vibes. Like that girl had been in that car before, you know?
Oh my God. Honestly, I don't think I even thought about that. And that's making me like shiver all over again.
It makes me want to sage myself.
Dude,
Amen.
I've never even bought sage. Maybe I should.
Sage that, or we just need to like get blessed by a psychic or something is all I'm saying.
Oh my God, Becca. Wait, didn't we also have a psychic experience in Uber in Portland?
Yeah. So
Wait, we did?
yes. Well, you guys weren't in the car, but it was me and some of our other girls, and we were in the car, and we told her, oh my gosh, we actually told her about this story. We were like, last time we were in Portland, except for I think it was a few times before that, this happened. And we explained to her the story with the graveyard. And she's like, oh, well, and then we were kind of talking about like ghosts and things like that. And she just tells us how she's actually a medium and immediately just starts spitting out facts that two of our friends have kind of like are like really in tune with that kind of energy. And the things that this lady was saying was wild. She literally made all of us shiver. Two of us were like tearing up. The things she was saying was honestly so insane. She was getting everything right, and we were giving nothing because, first of all, some of us are like true skeptics, like, oh, are you not necessarily of being a medium or psychic, but just of like saying you are one kind of a thing. So we did not give this woman anything. And the thing she was saying was so in tune, so right on. It was crazy. We left her car feeling like, what do we do? Like, we didn't know what to do. It was the most wild thing ever. We went into the house, and that's where Anna and Cass were.
We were like, where are you guys? Like, we were like,
Oh,
why are you
yeah.
taking too long?
No, they were outside in the car for a long time, and we're like, guys, come inside. Like, we're going to start drinking for a night out. And they're all in the car. And I think one of us went out there, Anna, and we were like,
you guys were like upset, kind of. You're like, what are you doing just sitting in the car, kind of?
And you got out, and I remember like you were crying, and we were like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like, all scared, of course. Like, we didn't know what was going on.
It was honestly so crazy. It definitely like changed the mood for a while in the house, and not in a bad one, just in like a, oh my, like definitely not the mood we were thinking it was going to be for a night out in Portland, pre-gaming, getting ready to turn up. So it was, and we definitely got there and did. But it was definitely a really weird, crazy experience. And honestly, 5 out of 5 stars.
I think everybody was just kind of shook. And like us that we weren't in there, I remember like, like I wish I was there. I would have asked so many questions. And I know you guys left with her business card, and she gave you guys like a pamphlet that talked about like auras or something. And I have a picture of it, I think, on my old phone. And maybe we should talk to her and call her up for one of the episodes.
I would be so down to call her and like get some insight. I mean, this past year has been fucking crazy in general. And it would just be really cool to kind of maybe like, I don't know, hear what she has to say.
Tritober episode?
Oh my gosh.
Episode.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It could be.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, we looked at the analytics, and you make up 60% of our listeners on YouTube. So we love you.
Not only have we had crazy experiences with Uber and Lyft in Portland, obviously our home Seattle, we've had some funny ones, some not so funny ones.
We've also had some really like sweet ones, Anna. Like the time you and I were at my apartment in college, and we decided to go to a Selena Gomez concert, as one does. And we got in this Uber, and this guy was like an older, really sweet guy. Wait a second, Anna. Was this the same guy who was a country singer?
Yes.
Okay, he was an older Indian man, and he was a country singer.
Before you go on, I must say, we learned later on, I like to sing. At the time, I didn't like singing in front of people, but we learned that when I sang, the Uber drivers and Lyft drivers were a little nice. And so Becca and Cassidy would take full advantage of that when we were in Lyfts and Ubers. So on this drive, what do you know? Becca decides to say, oh, like, did you know that she can sing?
Okay, don't act like you don't like that we say that.
Honestly, you have the biggest smile when we say that shit.
Look at, she's like, they use it to their advantage.
Look at her flip her hair. Guys, if you're listening to this, which obviously you are, she just flipped her hair. Not only do we say that, but when I say it, I try and get a deal out of this. Like,
exactly.
If you like her singing, give us $5 off. Or if you like how she sounds, give us $10 off. And and I'm like, you never know. And if it's no harm, no foul, whatever. And honey, let's just say we always get that coin.
Okay, Becca, you guys, if you didn't learn, she's the motherfucking business woman of the year. Okay. She makes the deals happen, honey. Okay.
Honestly, there was a year where every time we got in an Uber or Lyft, we ended up getting money off. Like at least $10 a ride. I'm not kidding. And it's all because Anna would sing and I would convince them that she's about to hit #1 superstar on the charts. Look her up in the morning. One time we even convinced an Uber driver that she was Ariana Grande.
No
Like,
joke.
I'm not kidding you. He was so convinced. Honestly, I feel really bad about it now.
You guys-
But tell them what he asked us.
So, I mean, technically, there was a reason why he believed us. It's because Ari was in town because she sang the national anthem at the Seahawks game. So we did have that to our advantage. I don't remember where we were, but we had some of our guy friends in the car. And at this point, people kind of got used to Becca's, momager
Kirkland.
vibes.
We were going out in Kirkland.
Everybody kind of understood, like, she was my momager. And sometimes, even if I didn't, she'd be like, you're going to sing. And I'm like, oh, fuck. She goes, do you want to get everyone a discount? I'm like, okay, no pressure.
It's literally Scooter Braun.
Seriously.
That's
Just kidding. We don't compare our friend Becca to Scooter Braun, but you
can compare me to Kris Jenner.
Anyway, so
wow.
You're doing great.
she
sweetie.
pretty much she told the Uber driver, like, hey, like, my friend here, or like, I don't know, you were talking about the Seahawks or something. Like, are you excited for the game? It's like, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, here, my friend over here, Ari, she's actually singing the national anthem. And at the time I used to do like an Ari impersonation, and I haven't done that since then probably. And
wait. I think we need you to show our listeners.
can I just say the story? Thank you.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh my God, no way. My daughters are huge Ariana Grande fan. Can you please sing to me? And I'm like, oh yeah. And at this time, I've gotten a little cocky at this point because it works every time. And I was like, yeah. And I was, you give me the kind of something. And like, back in the day, I could do it better. And anyway, the guy turns around. He's like, oh my God, it is you. Mind you, I am 5'10", a lot thicker than Miss Ari, and have a Greek nose, even though I'm not Greek. And so, like, he bought it though. The best part is, he goes, can I please take a picture with you for my daughter? And I mean, if my fans ask her a photo, I will give them a photo.
You guys, I took this man's camera, this poor man's phone, as a manager would do, had Anna posing with him, and I'd be like, yeah, hand on the hip. Yes, perfect. That looks great. What's your daughter's name? Do you want to do a little video? Like, this was so bad, you guys. I don't recommend. But
I feel bad.
also, just a little disclaimer, which also I don't recommend unless you're of age. We were very intoxicated at this point. So it was just like fun, even though so
I
wrong.
remember saying, like, have my people call your people. And like, I felt so, you guys, I feel so bad. Can you imagine the little girl's face when dad comes home? It's like, I met Ariana Grande.
Oh
like,
my God, we are going to hell for that. We're going to hell.
No, you guys, it's harmless joke.
And I remember all our guy friends dying and laughing. That did not just happen. Becca's like, this
And
happened.
honestly, I mean, we got $10 off, so.
So thank you for.
Of course, I give Ariana Grande, who is worth millions and millions of dollars, $10 off.
Right.
But you guys, we have to bring it back because that's not the most we ever got off a car. So I need to bring it back to the story of Anna and I going to Selena Gomez.
Sorry, I got off track.
No, we did, but it was a great off track. So anyways, they start bonding. Doing what I do, like, oh, let her sing. And if you like it, maybe you'll want to give us some money off, because our Uber was about to be like $150 because we were not, sorry, but like, we're not going to drink and drive, but we are going to drink. So we needed to take an Uber. So whatever it took, we needed some money off. So I'm like, yeah. And then he starts talking about music. They start bonding over music because they both are singers. Mind you, again, he is a country singer. He plays it for us, and he was actually pretty dang good. And then Anna sings, and she was obviously pretty dang good. Get there, he ends up giving his business card because he not only drives for Uber, but he owns his own car service with limos. And he's like, at the end of the concert, girls, go ahead and call me and we'll come get you. And we're like, oh my God, we're going to take a limo home. And we were getting so excited. We're like hyping ourselves up, walking in. We're like, oh my God, yeah, let's go see Selena. We had floor tickets. Oh my,
We got on the Jumbotron.
oh, we did get on the Jumbotron. As we're sitting there waiting in line to get in there, I look at my Uber and guess how much this man gave us off?
I don't remember.
$50. He gave us $50 off of our like $100 ride, and it was amazing. Like,
Wait, Becca, is this the guy that left us a comment?
yes. Do you remember the comment?
Something beautiful girls?
Yeah, he's like,
If this isn't a Jackson and Allie moment, I don't know what is. And Anna, why didn't you hit him up afterwards and be like, do you want to make love? Oh, I mean, make a song.
He was a little older. He had some
and he
kids.
could have been a sugar daddy.
Dad.
Dad. Lila Stark. You'll hear about her maybe one day.
When we're famous. So like, subscribe, and comment down below.
The story does end sad because we tried calling the business card and no one picked up. So no limo home for us. And yes, we had a $130 bill.
Dude, that's insane. I wish I was there. That would have been so fun.
I know.
Well, the one other time that we had a really great Uber driver, and it was when all of us were together, was the Lizzo concert in the Capitol Hill block party.
What a
And
night.
guys, we were like feeling ourselves. This is right when we started the Try Hard Girls. We're like, we're kind of famous.
We have 20 subscribers.
We love all our subscribers, even if we only had 20. But we told him that, and we were like, yeah, follow us on YouTube, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and the Tickety Talk.
And he did.
And he did. And he also was like, let me get you on my live Instagram. So he put us on his live Instagram.
If you're listening right now because we know you're a subscriber, hi.
Honestly, I remember him saying, like, you guys, like, have this energy. Like, how long have you guys been friends? Like, you just have this energy, which is also another reason why we started the channel, because everybody always told us that. Like, you guys should start a channel. Your Snapchats are so funny. And honestly, you guys haven't even seen half of the content we really could put out, but...
You guys, we should go live more often. Even if like 2 people join or 0 people join, it still might be really fun. I've never gone live before, but I feel like it would be like a really exhilarating, weird experience. Well, on my own channel with him, I was like, fuck yeah, we're on live.
We were giving the audience what they wanted.
It was a really fun night. And then I remember getting off the Uber, and as we were getting off the Uber, Savannah, Cassidy's older sister, calls freaking out because she lost her purse, with her ID, her wallet, and her credit cards. And
Oh, I was so surprised that happened.
so,
If you know her, then you know.
see, that was a very epic night. We saw Lizzo and we made friends.
No, we saw her at like a mile distance away because everyone is a freaking
Fake fan.
Honestly,
fan.
definition
And
of fake
we had
fans.
to be pushed to the back because literally it was sardines, you guys, sardines. So anyways, I would pay way more money to see Lizzo up close.
This
That was
honestly
just-
was right when Lizzo just got big. Like, people only knew her for Truth Hurts. And we knew her for every song. Jerome. We knew her, like, her entire album. We were singing along, everything. And all these fake frauds couldn't even sing along to one other song other than Truth Hurts. And
That's
that's
very
the
true.
tea, and that's why I hate them all.
And that's the truth, and it hurts.
And if you thought that we were in the back being silent about those facts,
No.
don't worry, we weren't. We had some pizza in hand, holding it up in the air with our new friends who were like, we couldn't get to the front either, yelling, fake fans.
We seriously were. And people were actually walking by, like, laughing at us, like, not, I mean, probably a little at us, but also with us, like, oh my God, you guys are funny.
No, because we were also like, do you guys even know? Like, we were not shy. We're like, do you guys even know the song? And they're like, kind of look and like,
Can't sing a line, get to the back.
yeah. But we had a blast. Honestly, even though we weren't like super coaster, I had a blast.
Oh, I miss those times where we could actually go in an Uber and feel comfortable. You're like, take some candy, take some gum. And I'd be like, give me it all. And now I'd be like, no thanks.
So true. But also, there was a time where I actually drove for Uber for a month.
Oh my
And I
God.
have to tell you guys the weirdest story that happened to me. Although also,
Okay.
what?
Yes, bitch. I forgot about this until you just said it right now, and I'm
I don't
so
remember.
glad you're telling us.
I don't remember.
I literally, our friend Taylor and I, we both went together to register our cars. We're like, let's make some extra money. And it only lasted a month for me because I decided I didn't like it and I didn't want to drive late at night in the city. So, like, I'm a wuss. But I have a couple stories. I mean, there was definitely one which was really nice. I drove some drunk guys home and they tipped me $15. That was awesome in cash too. So I got to keep it all.
They like what they saw. What
Yeah,
can
they
I say?
did. Then I also have a story that also happened that same night where I was in Seattle. It was probably like 1 a.m. And I was dropping off a guy who was coming from, I don't even remember, somewhere in like Bellevue. If you guys know the area, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick up one more. Like, I'll just see how it is tonight. You know, I wasn't like downtown where all the clubs are, but I was like, I'll just pick up one. When I tell you, this older lady approaches my car, opens it, says, "Are you here for da 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 da?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's me." And I'm like expecting, okay, she's gonna get in. I'm gonna take this sweet older lady somewhere. She goes, "Can you pull up right around the corner? It's my daughter. We're taking her to the emergency room." And I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What did you say? Oh.
Right? I was literally like jaw floor. I was like, uh-huh, okay. And I pull over and here comes this, what I thought was this sweet older lady. I'm sure she's sweet. I'm sure she's sweet. And her daughter, who's holding her stomach and she is just like crying,
Oh, I remember now.
gets in the back seat of my car and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, here we go. And I'm like, I bet
I'm gonna have to charge him $100 fee
Right.
for making him.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Is she bleeding in my backyard? Is she about to or in my backyard? Is she bleeding in my backseat? Is she about to have a baby in my backseat? I'll never know. But she did. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm in pain. And I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, okay. And I'm like driving and I finally get her there. They get out, whatever. And honestly, the drive was 2 minutes. She just couldn't make the walk. And so I do feel bad and I understand because ambulances are extremely expensive in the US. Oh my God, that scarred me. And I'm pretty sure 3 days later, I was no longer an Uber driver.
Dude, rightfully so. That actually, I feel like happens to a lot of Uber drivers because people, like you said, don't want to pay for ambulances because our system's fucked and insurance is not easy for people to get. Very sad.
Yeah. So scary though.
Also, you guys got to watch out for those Uber con men, con artists.
Tell us.
Oh,
So I got a confession.
she's got a confession she wants to say. Listen and get the out her way.
I also want to make an apology to Scarlett.
Yeah, that's right. I had to deal with the police this night because of her. Continue.
Okay, it was a little exaggeration of the, like honestly.
The police came.
No, but they shouldn't have been called, to be honest.
No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, no, they should not have. That guy, oh my God.
Y'all, I have to go on mute because I'm cackling back here.
Anna, you gotta tell the story. It is your confession.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned a long time. So we were 22, I think. Really, it was really early 20s. So
I don't know about you, but
we were 22 and extremely intoxicated on my way back home to bed.
Let me just say, so we were all out. It was not just Anna and I, although the story is just about Anna and I. It was a group of like 10, 15 of us out having a good time. Back when I was living at my college apartment, there was like 10, 15 of us, all friends. We all went out. Anna was over visiting for the weekend. And she gets so hammered, she got kicked out. Anna, confess your
I got
sins.
kicked out of the place?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Of course not. Do you remember much from the night or just the stories we tell ya?
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah. Tell us, sober sis.
I have my days, okay? Anyway, so apparently I got kicked out, but I don't remember that. I remember I was just really drunk and I think we were just ready to go home, but I guess I got kicked out.
We were the only ones. Everyone else stayed out. I took you home. Do you
Oh.
remember now?
She doesn't always sit in the front seat, ladies and gentlemen.
We both sat in the back of this one.
Yeah, so I remember we were leaving Kirkland, and because we used to love going to Kirkland back in college days. We were driving home. I remember sticking my head out because I was really feeling sick. And I was like, I've never like thrown up in a car before. And I just remember thinking like, shoot, I think I'm gonna throw up. And I don't remember if I was telling Becca this, but usually like TMI, trigger warning, like if I ever do need to throw up, like my mouth gets like really like it's like saliva, you know? I like right like I know I'm gonna throw
Mine
up
does too, yeah.
because I
I
have
think
that
you
happen.
did tell me. And I said to the guy, I said, hey, can you pull over for
And
a
he
second?
did, right.
And we were like, she's going to be sick. And he got mad right away. And he ended up kicking us out of the car. And he's like, I'm not bringing you girls home. You can't throw up in my car. Or maybe you had just thrown up.
No, I hadn't.
But he kicked us out for a little while. And then
No.
he was like, oh, I feel bad. I have a young daughter. I wouldn't, whatever.
And this is what I
convinced
remember
us
now.
to get back in the car. And we were dumb enough to do so.
No, but I remember now. So yes, he did pull over, and I remember it's like in front of like, oh, I think it might have been a bank, bitch.
It was. And a four-way intersection. That was it. A bank and a four-way intersection, and this man kicked us out.
Yeah, and I remember like I did kind of throw up, and I remember saying like, I'm so sorry, because that's when he started like freaking out on us. He's like, this is ridiculous, blah blah blah. I'm gonna leave you. And I'm like, you're gonna leave two. And I remember you also got pissed. You're like, you're gonna leave two women out here on their own in the dark at like 1 in the freaking morning, like, and we're like, we tell them like we are blank, like our occupation, like we do this, and like we're good people. Like, what the hell? He's like, okay, you're making me feel bad. Like, I have a young daughter, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, would you want some guy to leave your
Yeah,
young
he should feel bad.
drunk? And I'm like, we're being, I remember we kept saying,
And
like,
besides that, like, you're picking up drunk people at the end of the night. Like, you can't tell me that's the first time someone had a little puke. At this point, it was a little, like so little, I didn't even see it at first.
and it was
That's
outside
how
his
little
car.
it was.
And it was outside his car at the time. And it was like literally like nothing. And he starts freaking out. I was like, hey, like we're being responsible. Like you're going to punish us for being responsible. Like what the hell? Anyway, we get back in the car. It's not that far off from like the location that we were going to get off at, Becca's
At this
apartment.
point, I was also sober.
Yeah, because you were so pissed.
Mhm.
So I remember I told Becca again, I'm like, hey, I'm going to get sick. And I did throw up, but I tried my best going out the window. But of
I'm
course, we're driving, so it's going to come back, right? So I think that's what kind of made it go inside the car to BH. And anyway, you can imagine the guy had a freaking meltdown. He got really pissed. I remember him yelling at Becca and I when we finally made it to Becca's apartment. And he was like threatening us. He's like, I'm going to call the cops. You need to pay for this, the damages, blah, blah, blah. And
I told him, I said, call the cops.
I remember using like, call the cops. Okay, call the cops. And so he called.
I said, I'll call him for you.
And this is the way Becca got her name Becca Bitch, because she isn't like a mean bitch, but she's a righteous bitch. Like she gonna call you out when you're messing with her. Yeah, boss bitch.
So yeah, so Becca was not having it. And so the guy did call the cops. And I do remember like the cops.
No, Anna, do you not remember
Becca,
before the cops came?
What?
How you got into my apartment?
The fuck up. You gotta
No,
remind her.
I do remember, but I was there when the cops got there. And then once the cops left, that's when I went upstairs.
No, Anna. Remember, my key fell out at the bar, which we didn't know until we got there.
That's true. Hold on, it's coming
we
back
had to walk up the mountain on the side of my apartment.
Oh, coming back to me.
And we had to I had to shove you through a window.
And I
And
hit
you had
my
puke
head.
all over yourself.
And I hit my head hard. So hard that the next day I had a huge bruise and bump. So hard.
Yes.
And then I do remember Becca showing me the pictures that the cops had, like she was taking pictures of the cops taking pictures of the car, and the cops were annoyed that they even had to be called. He's like, we literally, like, really, like, this is not a big deal.
And this thing though too, Anna,
Liability.
is
Uber
this guy
liability.
helped you walk up the side of the mountain.
I do remember him helping. I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah. And then he still called the cops. And then he was like, well, I need money to pay for this. I need $100. And I'm like, at this point, I'm so fucking pissed. I'm like, take me to the ATM right now. Let me get your $100 and leave. And the cops are like, okay, like, do you want us to escort do you want us to go with you? And honestly, I probably should have said yes, but I didn't. I was like, no, it's fine. You guys can go. He takes the ATM. He drives me back. I give him the $100 and he leaves. And he's like crying to me in the car, how hard, what he does and his life is like. And I'm just like, I know you're conning me and I know you're trying to make, this me feel bad, but like, screw you. And I went inside and then the next day happened.
And that's when shit hit the fan. At this point, I told Becca, hey, yo, I'm obviously going to pay you for the freaking money. Like, not a big deal. And then we're like, yeah. And then for some reason, we check the Uber receipt. And let me tell you, whatever his name is, charged Becca for an extra $150 for, quote, damages.
That little bitch.
Honestly, I was so pissed. But if you don't think that I didn't get my computer out and start typing up a Dear Mr. Uber email, I did. And they reimbursed me, but it was such a mess.
It was a hassle because this is when Uber first came out and they didn't even have customer service, really, to be honest.
There was no number to call. It had to be through an email.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you got to be careful with Uber drivers. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like when it's so late at night, like, yeah, we're being smart. We're taking an Uber. Like, we're not going to drive. We're obviously going to take an Uber and pay for that. The fact that, one, he dropped you guys off at a fucking bank was like,
not even like a bank, though, Cassidy. We got out and crossed traffic.
That's fucking scary, dude.
He told us to get out and we were in the median and we had to cross traffic.
That's yeah. So red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 was he made you go get money out of the bank, which I'm glad you're okay because he could have fucking like killed you if the police didn't escort you guys, which they didn't. But that's scary. Everyone, if police are with you and they ask you to escort, you take them up on that offer, okay? It doesn't matter if you're with this nice...
If you feel comfortable with them.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that it's sketchy that, like, I have personally never had should I take it here or no?
It's okay.
I mean, but, like, something bad could have happened.
Okay.
We were lucky. Girls have not been lucky.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like, there have been some insane Uber stories over the past couple of years. And like, obviously Uber and Lyft and other car services have to do a background check, but that does not mean that the guys or women in driving the cars are good people. And it's really scary, at least I think as women, to drive in an Uber, not only with your friends, but like alone. And I don't think like people understand, especially men, like how scary it can be driving with someone you don't know, but you're trying to do the right thing and trying to be responsible and not drive drunk or, whatever.
Honestly, the amount of times that I've pretended to be on the phone when I'm an Uber driver and I'm by myself, like quite a few times.
Oh yeah, I have too.
There's been I think like one of the most recent was like a St. Patrick's Day like a year ago. And the time that I went to the wrong bar on the other side of Seattle, like way farther than I should have gone. I remember the guy like was just acting sketchy and weird, and I was actually really scared and like had anxiety. And then the worst part is I had to get back in the Uber with him again, and it was just weird. I don't like it. And I mean, there's apps for you, to hold on to and press in case.
I vaguely remember you telling us about how creeped out you were.
Yeah, it was weird because he kept putting his hand like in his pockets and then he kept looking into he was looking for something and it really freaked me out.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But
I also don't like talking to Uber drivers if I'm by myself. Like
no.
By myself, like I'm either putting headphones in or just like don't talk to me.
And if I do have headphones in, I'm pretending to listen to something, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
Because you never know. He might be like talking on the phone to someone, be like, yeah, I got this girl. She's tall or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So be careful, everybody, if you're listening. And if you do drive in an Uber or a Lyft, especially if you're by yourself, make sure to be careful.
And if you're with friends,
just kidding.
And if with your friends, talk to them. Sometimes talking to your Uber drivers literally makes your night and you might get a discount.
Well, if you're driving with Becca, you definitely will get a discount.
I'll have to say it hasn't been working lately, so I need to touch up on my game, but I guess I also haven't been like really going for it. But like that'll change. But also now we normally have like a DD, and it's also now almost been 8 months since we've been able to go out.
So sad. But I've been saving a lot of money.
True that.
Okay, so everyone, please stay safe. Please call your mother, your brother, your sister, your friend if you're driving alone in an Uber with someone you don't know. But let me end this episode with one of the most epic Uber stories ever, with another Miss Anna Rosis blackout moment.
They honestly are the best.
They are the best.
My early 20s were there.
Miss Anna, I would say, has some of the best birthdays because of her best friends. And for
That's
this
true.
one birthday, her 23rd birthday, you know, we're not 21, we're just like early 20s. We went karaokeing, okay? Because Miss Anna obviously can sing, as you guys have heard, and her Uber drivers love. So we go karaokeing, and obviously it's like her birthday. We're going to get her drunk. We're going to buy her shots. Obviously, we were pre-gaming. And this girl took one shot too many. And I mean, I wouldn't say me or Becca were very sober either. So we were obviously at the bar getting drunk, getting shots. And we were
Birthday
like,
shots
oh
are
my
free.
God, they're free. And we were like, oh my God, let's sing our song. And our song at the time was the Four Non Blondes, What's Going On? And I said, hey, yeah. So that comes on, and we're like, Anna, here's the mic, like running over to her with the mic. And she has a bucket, okay? Literally a little sand bucket that you take to that you give your kid to take to the ocean to make a sandcastle. And I think it came in some sort of drink that she got. I gave her the mic. I'm filming her. She goes, sings for a second, turns to the bucket, and then it's that moment that one of our friends, Haley, called an Uber.
And mind you, we've been there for 5 minutes.
Wait, we were only there for 5 minutes?
Yes, we had only just gotten there. We pre-gamed too hard.
Dude, but everyone at the place loved us. They loved us.
Hence more free shots.
Dude, also, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Haley didn't call any Uber. She called an Uber Black.
Oh, yeah. SUV. SUV.
So we're outside with Anna with her fancy little sand bucket, throwing up into it. And literally, we couldn't get her into the Uber. We literally had to, throw her in there. It was a group effort, right, Beck?
Stunt.
It was a cheer stunt.
I remember Haley telling, because Haley recently talked to me about it, she goes, it was between Cassidy, Becca, and I, and like 2 other guys. I'm like, fuck.
No, it's because you were just so drunk. You were like asleep.
When you're limp. Yeah, anyone who's limp.
I don't remember the drive home. I really don't. I just woke up.
You were asleep most of it.
Girl, I don't remember the drive home.
None of us do.
But anyways, we got little Miss Anna home, and that was also another night to remember / forget. Like, literally, we had the best early 20 years. I will say that.
They were a blur.
We definitely lived it up, I think, the right way. It was fun. Now, I mean, we definitely still go out and have fun, but we're a little more chill.
A lot more house parties.
Yeah, a lot more house parties because, we're older now.
All right. Thank you guys for going down memory lane with us. Literally down the lane with the Uber and Lyft drivers, because it's seriously some of our favorite, funniest / scariest memories. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, comment down below what your craziest Uber story and experience was, whether you're an Uber Lyft driver or an Uber Lyft experiencer, because we would love to hear. I'm sure you guys have some even fucking crazier stories than us. Make sure to follow us at all our personal accounts at Cass Kardash,
at McFarbeck,
at A Caroline 19,
and of course everywhere at the Try Hard Girls. Yes, I mean everywhere, because now we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, bitch. We podcasters like Joe Rogan and Michelle Obama. We're next to them in the history books. Now we left our mark. And of course on the Tickety Talk, on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Please follow and like your favorite bitches. We love you so much. Thank you for listening. And with that, the tryhards are out.